Morning, everyone, and welcome to the Grand Rapids Public Schools Nutrition Center. And my name is Paul Baumgartner. I'm the Director of Nutrition Services, and I'm very excited today to be able to announce the renewal of the summer EBT pilot program in the Grand Rapids Public Schools. Last year was the first year of a pilot program initiated by USDA and Wic, and with the intent of bridging that gap between school and summer and ensuring that children have access to nutritious foods throughout the summer months. And the program was such a success last year that USDA has approached Grand Rapids Public Schools to provide a second year follow-up study. And we're here today to talk about that, and with me today is Nick Drizel from the Department of Education and Lori Pirelli from the Department of Wic, and Jan Leffler as well from Department of Education. So Nick, would you care to expand a little bit about the program?
Well, good morning. My name is Nick Drizel from the Michigan Department of Education, and I'm honored to tell the public today about an innovative federally funded pilot programming attempting to reduce hunger in Michigan youth. The Federal Healthy Hunger-Free Kids Act of 2010 proposed different ways to end childhood hunger by 2015. And one of those strategies was to fund a pilot summer program called the Summer Electronic Benefit Transfer for Children. And this program would provide a benefit on a card, much like a credit card, and then a family could take that card, go to a local grocery store, and purchase pre-approved groceries. So last year, the state of Michigan was awarded a $700,000 grant to bring these summer food benefits to 2,500 students in the Grand Rapids Public Schools. So I'm pleased to announce that an additional grant was awarded to the state of Michigan to continue the pilot program this summer in the Grand Rapids Public Schools. This year's grant will allow summer food benefits to be given to 5,300 students of low-income students who qualify. So we estimate that the actual funds that we brought into the local Grand Rapids economy is to be around $950,000, and those funds will go directly to local grocery stores who process the food benefit cards. So this is a really important project because it addresses food insecurity. And Michigan, like the rest of the U.S., serves a lot of free meals to qualified students during the school year. However, during the summer months, schools are closed and access to those free meals is limited. So this is a wonderful story of state and local agencies partnering in an attempt to address summer food insecurity. And so the second year continuation proposal was submitted by the Michigan Department of Education, Michigan Department of Community Health Wic Division, with critical support from the Grand Rapids Public Schools. And this grant was submitted to the United States Department of Agriculture. So Grand Rapids Public School has over 16,000 low-income students who qualify for either free or reduced-priced meals. And families that receive the summer food cards and the benefits last summer who still qualify for free and reduced-price meals, who submit a new consent form, and who attend the Grand Rapids Public Schools will automatically qualify for new benefits this summer. So in summary, this project offers a wonderful opportunity to explore new ways to combat childhood hunger. The department would like to extend our sincere appreciation and thanks to the Michigan Department of Community Health Wic Division and the Grand Rapids Public Schools. Without these partners, this grant would not have been awarded to Michigan, and the students and their families would not be receiving these benefits. So thank you. And with that, I'll turn it over to Lori Pirelli from the Department of Community Health Wic Division.
Thank you, Nick, and good morning, everyone. As Nick said, I'm Lori Pirelli with Michigan Department of Community Health Wic. For those of you that might not be familiar with what WIC is, WIC, it's a Women, Infant, Children supplemental feeding program for lower income pregnant moms, infants, and young children. We give nutritious foods and other services. And we're very pleased also to be part of this partnership with Michigan Department of Education and Grand Rapids Public Schools to get food to the lower income school-age children during the summer when they have that need. Michigan WIC is one of just a handful of WIC agencies in the nation that offer our nutritious foods in the form of electronic benefits, or EBT cards, electronic benefit transfer cards. And that's one of the reasons that Michigan was chosen to take part in this pilot project. Participants that are chosen to be part of the project in Grand Rapids will receive one of these EBT cards that they can use at any WIC authorized grocery store. I wanted to tell you a little bit about the food package that the clients that are part of this project will receive. It's based on the Wic Food Package, which is our nutritious foods that go through an assessment to make sure that they meet the WIC program standards. And you'll see over here a display of the monthly food package that each child will receive during the summer EBT program. I'll read off to you what those monthly benefits are. Each child will get 36 ounces of cereal, this is per month, 3 gallons of low-fat milk, 2 jars of peanut butter or dry beans or canned beans, 2 loaves of whole grain bread, 1 pound of soft corn tortillas, a dozen eggs, a pound of cheese, 3 cans of tuna fish, $16 worth of fresh fruits and vegetables, and a can of 100% juice. So you see these food items are wonderful, nutritious foods to make many choices for breakfasts and lunches. Again, we're very excited to be part of this pilot program. And be able to leverage off the WIC EBT system and the Wic Food Package to provide these nutritious foods to the school-age children during the summer. Thank you. I don't know if Paul or Jan wanted to add anything?
I just wanted to, first off, apologize for all the beeping in the back. Those are the trucks coming back. So here at the Nutrition Center, we're in the process right now during the school year of serving over 23,000 meals a day right now. So that's the sound that you're hearing in the background. Now the big difference is in the summertime, those meals drop precipitously. And it's not just common with Grand Rapids, but it's common throughout the entire country. The dramatic drop in participation between the school year and the summer. And what USDA has discovered over the years is there's a variety of reasons why those drop-offs occur. As the environment and what happens in neighborhoods has changed over the years. And so that's one of the reasons why this program is so very important and why we're so excited to be part of this, especially in our rural communities that don't have access to park and rec activities, that have long distances to travel to receive benefits such as summer meals. And so by being able to provide families easy access with these cards and being able to take those cards, and that's what's really great about this, is that these cards can pinpoint nutritional products right at the grocery level and really make a big impact on families in their ability to access nutritious foods during those summer months when the school meals aren't readily available. Does anyone have any questions? Monica. I'm sorry? Well, in Grand Rapids, the lottery is going to be all the eligibles that are in Grand Rapids, the free and reduced eligibles, and that's about 16,000 families, yes. And that's why it's so important for families and why we appreciate you getting the word out that the consent forms, to participate in the program, we need consent forms from these families. And so those consent forms are hitting the school buildings today as we speak. And so there's only dollars enough to offer out 5,300 children to receive these benefits in Grand Rapids. And so what we're going to be doing is taking those consent forms and then entering them into a lottery so that we can expose as many families that are eligible as possible. What we'll do is we'll take all those consent forms that identify the households and we'll load those into a spreadsheet, and then we'll assign a random mathematical analysis to that pool, and then it'll randomly select on behalf of the families. Right. We were selected, Grand Rapids was identified along with El Paso, Texas School District across the country as being one of the host pilot programs. And last year we were able to serve 2,500 children. And it was a successful program. We're still collecting data. We're still waiting to hear back from USDA as far as all the empirical data. But the data that has come in was encouraging enough so that they came back and said, let's do this for a second year and let's expand it. And so this year we'll be reaching out to 5,300 students, and along with students up in the Bay Area area, 6 counties in Upper Michigan in the rural communities.
Yeah, so why did the state partner with Grand Rapids Public Schools? And it is really because of the innovation and the data systems that Grand Rapids Public Schools has in place. It allowed us to take a USDA pilot project and come to Grand Rapids Public Schools and basically say, can we make this happen and test this system out for the nation? And you know, Paul's been a huge advocate for these types of programs and these ideas, and so it was a natural fit for us to use that technology, come to Grand Rapids and see if it could really happen. And I think it is because of the data systems in place, and that Grand Rapids is really an innovative place in terms of the data systems and making these things happen in a turnkey fashion for us. I'm sorry? No, there's 2 sites this year, but Paul and his team and Grand Rapids Public Schools helped us implement the first pilot project last year in summer 2011, and that was the only place happening in the state of Michigan. And then this year we got funded for 2 more sites. We're continuing this year with Grand Rapids, expanding it to 5,300 students. But then we're also testing a more rural model in the Midland area, the Bay Area, with another 5,300 students. Yeah, the question is, can I elaborate on the food security part? Well, I think to Paul's point, you know, Michigan does a wonderful job, like the rest of the state, of serving free and reduced price meals during the school year. But during the summer, those schools close, and kids are left to either find a summer food service site at their local Y or church, but they have to go out to those sites and access those free meals, and they have to be in an eligible area. And this project attempts to give the benefit directly to that student in need and that family, so they can address their own summer food insecurity themselves by going to the grocery store and buying the pre-approved groceries.
Monica, one of the other things that is exciting about a program like this is that because it is engaging the entire household, engaging the caregiver in making nutritious choices. So it's not just about a school district, it's not just about USDA, or it's not just about WIC. It's actively engaging the household and the caregiver in making some really good nutritious choices and getting the access to the families. And one of the things that we have found out in the past year through this pilot program is as we all know, the less expensive white bread is so much easier to access, right? And if I'm trying to stretch those dollars, what are my choices going to be as a caregiver? And so by having access to a program like this, we're providing that opportunity for that caregiver to make that other choice, to say, you know what, I'm going to leave the white bread on the shelf and I'm going to go for the whole grain. Or I'm not going to just be getting bug juice, non-nutrient juice. I'm going to get milk, and I'm going to get juice that's 100% that may be otherwise out of my budget range. So that's what's really exciting about a program like this, is it's really engaging those caregivers and making nutritious choices that reflect the nutritious choices that the children are receiving during the school year in those school meal programs.
The question, I believe, was talk about the different the quantities of the different foods. Oh, okay. They're all a subset of Wic foods. So anything here, different WIC clients could get. The Wic Food Package was started, 30-some years ago to make sure that clients were getting enough iron, vitamin C, and protein was pretty much the keys. In 2009, that Wic Food Package expanded, which was really exciting because we added the tuna fish and the fresh fruits and vegetables and the whole grains. So now we've got fiber in there and kind of more foods that reflect current nutrition science recommendations. As I said, this is a subset of the Wic foods. In Wic, we also do salmon. The tuna, yep. Correct. It doesn't matter if they're on food stamps or what's called SNAP Now or WIC, they can still get this program.